If you wanna find me, yeah, I'm in the front row. Got my 2 tickets on me, I'm in the front row. It's the best place to be, I'm in the front row. Best place to
Oh, happy holidays, everybody.
We back.
How was your Thanksgiving, man?
It was great. How was yours?
Grub. I feel like I didn't eat enough, though. It was one of those because, I ate. I'm like, let me save a little bit of room so I can get my drink on a little bit. And then before I knew it, we were leaving. I'm like, I didn't grab like that second plate. Like, I piled on my first plate. My first plate was legit. But I just didn't go back for that second plate. I didn't really mess with any sweets because I was drinking. So I was just like,
I was good. I didn't go over.
But I didn't go. I didn't have no food coma that I was like,
it was good. I had
hoping
a good time.
for.
Just chill with some friends. And we had a good time.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what it's all about.
But, we're going to jump right into it. We back. Like we said, hopefully y'all had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We back with some hot topics. Couple
Eli
we want to discuss.
freaking Manning.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Look, he's a Hall of Famer, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I'll give it to him. He's won 2 Super Bowls.
2 MVPs. Yeah. 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
He's not a bad guy. He's a good quarterback.
But the way they dropped it on him. Okay, so if you guys haven't heard, if you're under a rock somewhere, he will not be starting this week.
He has, the 210 consecutive starts?
Yes, third most, I think, in NFL history. And apparently he's like top 10 all time in like yards and thrown, and top 10 in like touchdowns. And
Eli's been a gamer. He's been under. I feel like he's been, even with all he's achieved, still feel like he's not.
Well, because people don't see like the consistent like Tom Brady, Drew Brees numbers every year, right? And then like he gets to the playoffs and like, oh snap, we forgot about Eli. He's a bad dude.
For me, I was never like a big Eli fan from the jump. I didn't like the whole thing him and his dad pulled when he got drafted by the Chargers. Told the Chargers don't draft me or I'm not gonna play. Anyway. Like I wasn't a fan of all that. Like I felt like you're a baby. Who are you? You're a rookie coming in. Like
come on,
knock it off, get it out of here.
Stop it.
But I just feel what they did to him, like how they did, like it's like how they just gonna bench him. Like if I look at the games, he's not the reason why that they're losing games. They don't have talent around them.
Well, and then their offense is not that well. And then Beckham's out.
He lost all his top 3 receivers. All on the injury reserve right now.
So and then the way they tell him though was the worst part. They dropped the bomb on him, and then like, oh, by the way, in 5 minutes, media's coming in.
Well, they asked him. What happened was they asked him first. They asked him to say, Eli, we want to start getting the younger guys in. This is why they want to start getting the younger guys in.
So basically, he's done, right?
But they told him. They said, you want to keep your streak alive? We'll let you play the first half, and then the second half we're going to bring Gino. Think about it overnight, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow. So the next day he came back. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Just let him start. I give him credit for that because he's not going to cheap his record. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to make his record be legit. Like, if I'm not going to play, I'm just going to start just to keep the record going. He's like, forget that. If you guys want to play him, play him. Yeah. But I still feel like it's wrong for them to even approach him with that. Like, you already know what Geno Smith is. We've seen Geno Smith
He's not
play.
that good of a quarterback.
Yeah, he ain't going to be your future quarterback, so what you want to see?
Well, they said they want to see if he's going to be a good backup.
Yeah, but then they said there's this third
that's your question. Why even mess with it?
This third stringer, Davis Webb, who they drafted from Cal, they want to see if he's going to be possibly the future. So they said they're going to let Gino start a couple games, and they're going to start Davis Webb a couple games later. But I just feel like this is...
and then you're going to start them guys with a bad team.
Correct. They're not going to get a good look.
It's not going to be out there throwing fresh passes.
The Giants' O-line has been trash for the past, 6 years.
Yeah.
He's been getting beat up forever. Trash. They fail to address that. Their receivers have been hurt this year. They have, a high-priced defense. They paid so much money for all these guys on defense, and they ain't doing nothing. So the Giants are in a bad situation. I wouldn't be surprised if their GM lost their
rebuild
job.
Mode, man.
The GM might lose his job, and that head coach might lose his job.
Yeah. So, unfortunate for Eli. It looks like it's to be the end for him. Hopefully he doesn't just decide to retire. But you never know. You never know. But
before we leave the NFL real quick, I gotta see something. I know a lot of y'all saw it. I'm pretty sure you saw it. Yeah. Did you see the Crabtree and Talib fight?
Oh, okay.
Crabtree and Talib fight. Okay.
What?
So. Well, I don't know. I just feel like he snatched his chain twice now. This is the second time I don't understand.
Why are you wearing a chain on the football field anyway?
I think Crabtree is the second time you shouldn't have worn the chain again. Why are you going to wear it again? And then he talk about he taped it to himself. If you got to do all that, why even wear it?
Put it in your locker or hand it to your man who's there on the sideline.
He taped it so he wouldn't snatch it. If you got to tape your chain, why are you even wearing it? Chill out. It's not that serious. They got 2 games, but then they reduced them to 1 game each. So they're both going to miss this weekend's game.
Football's so funny, though, with the suspensions because each game is so valuable because there's only 16 of them. That if you do like 2 games, you're like, whoa, that's like missing like 20 games in like the NBA or 20 games in the MLB.
But I think in that situation, like they had to because the way they kept it going, you know how like they re-engaged each other again, like they fought or whatever the sideline when it first happened, but then they ran to the middle of the field and start squaring up and swinging at each other again, and then they ran to the end zone and was swinging wildly. So I think the NFL's like,
so that's like the one true like NFL fight that's happened like in a long time.
Like that they're really actually like
going
going after each other and not like they kept it going like
that was like Kobe and Childs when they actually touched each other.
Yeah. When Kobe, Childs touched Kobe. We'll say it like that. Your boy
collarbone.
Nah, your boy got touched. He got his chin checked.
No, he did. It was collarbone.
That's another debate.
Kobe moved his head
that's
on time.
another debate for
he moved
another
his
day.
head on time. He did the Mayweather.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
That's another debate for another day. You're just caping for your man right now.
I'm
that cape looking
man,
tight.
We have video right now. We can
you got that cape on tight.
We can bring up video
strong.
anytime you want.
Mighty
now,
strong.
Let's move on because I'm tired of making you look bad right now.
Anyways,
your boy Herm Edwards.
Oh yeah, we just talked about Herm Edwards, ESPN, Mr. Don't Press Send, Mr. All that stuff. Mr. Play to win the game.
Play to win the game.
Was just breaking news. He was hired as the Arizona State head coach.
Now,
it said pending approval of their president, which shouldn't be an issue, but they want to hire Herm Edwards.
Well, how you feel about that?
Personally, I feel like
was he not making enough dollars as a broadcaster, color man?
I think he's been out of coaching so long. I think he's just itching to get back into coaching. He's just itching to get back.
You think he's just going to use this as kind of like to get his legs fresh again, and then he gets back into the NFL someday?
Nah, what I understand, just from what I'm understanding, the new Arizona State athletic director is Herm Edwards' former agent. So there's a connection there already. So he probably hit him like, I got this job, I got a head coach job available. Hey, you want to come in? Let's talk. I think, as far as me personally, when you think about college football, I think, let's say 80% of college football coaching or 80% of college football, I feel like, is recruiting and getting good players. Saban's good every year. Alabama's good every year because he consistently every year gets the number 1 recruiting class. He gets whoever he wants.
Yeah.
That's mostly the part of college athletics is getting the players. They say in college.
Yeah, that's everything.
There's a saying. They say college is more about the Jimmies and the Joes, not the X's and the O's. You get it? It's more about who you can get instead of when you get to the pros, everyone's good. So now coaching and strategy comes more into play. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But in college, I feel like he's going to be great because he's been on ESPN. Everyone sees him on ESPN every day, every week. These kids watch that. These parents
know who he is.
The parents are going to know who Herm Edwards is. That's a big part of recruiting too. He has to go to these kids' homes and talk to their parents.
He has a chip,
and then he's going to be the ultimate closer. He's not going to travel. Like what he's going to do, how he's going to do is the assistants are going to go out, getting the kids, recruiting the kids, and he's like, all right, you know what, Herm, we really need this kid. He's like, I need you to come with me the next visit, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to close it out. So Herm shows up. Herm came to my house. Talk to your parents, and I think he's going to get that star factor, that wow factor, and he's going to get I think he's going to get a lot of players at Arizona State. Now, whether his offense,
that's great because In the Front Row has ties at Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona State, but I just feel like I don't know who his coordinators. That's a big factor too. Like what kind of offense he's going to run. Like that if you try to run a pro style, because he's an NFL guy, I don't think pro style is going to work in college anymore. Everyone's running that spread up tempo, so he's going to have to adjust.
Well, that's what's coming now in the NFL.
And then also, not only did he come to the Pac-12, we just got Chip Kelly here
in
LA too.
There you go. I was about to bring that up.
UCLA just hired Chip Kelly.
How is this gonna? Is this really going to be a big step up for both these teams?
Bro. As far for UCLA,
not teams but programs.
I think UCLA's program is going to be elevated to the next level with Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly's a great coach.
But he has some recruiting to do. He has a lot.
That's not bad. He recruited at Oregon. He got great players at Oregon. He pulled some of the top talent. I don't know if you remember DeAnthony Thomas from Crenshaw.
So the fact that he totally bombed in the NFL, no one cares about that.
I don't think that's necessarily. I don't think if you want to look at it, I don't agree with the totally bomb statement if we really want to go in depth with it. He
didn't do as
well. The 49ers gave him 1 year. What are you supposed to do in 1 year?
Well, I don't get that either. Like they brought in the coach who loves a running style quarterback, and then they lose the quarterback who was perfect for that style.
Well, Kaepernick was there, but Kaepernick was hurt. Chip Kelly was playing Kaepernick. Chip Kelly's the one that played Kaepernick last season or whatever. But it just that didn't work. The owners and the GM, they didn't know what they're doing. The 49ers regime is terrible. The good thing they got some new stuff.
So you think Kelly makes UCLA relevant again?
Correct, definitely. I think within 3 to 4 years, he's going to have them competing for the playoff, competing for national.
How old is Chip Kelly?
50-something?
Oh, okay.
Bro, he's not old. Chip Kelly's not that
old. When you start pushing that 66, 67-year-old mark, and
I don't
talking about 3-4 year rebuilds.
No, I don't think he's into that.
No.
I just think with the type of, I think he's going to get guys immediately. He's going to pay dividends in this class, this recruiting class that's going to start.
Well, someone's definitely going to pay something.
There's a new early signing period, December 20 something, which is coming up in like 3 weeks. He's going to get players then, and then the regular one in February. He's going to get players in. I guarantee Chip Kelly is going to have. I think he'll have a top 3.
So that SC UCLA rivalry is going to be real again.
Elevated. I think SC needs to.
Oh, so next year going into it's going to be hot.
This is something where this ain't something where SC just looking like, oh shit. This is something like SC's like, oh damn, we got Chip Kelly over there. Chip Kelly's a game changer.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, what my point was going to be, he was able to get these top recruits, pull recruits from Florida, from Texas, from California to go to Oregon. You think he ain't going to be able to pull these kids to come to Los Angeles, California?
To Bel Air.
You think he's not going to be able to get these? Definitely. He's going to pay immediate dividends. I think this recruiting class started right away. He's going to get great players.
He's already on it.
He's already on it. He's going to have great players. And I think within 2 to 3 years, he's going to have UCLA competing for national championships. Up there with USC.
Damn.
It's going to be kind of...
Okay.
I think he's bringing UCLA up there. That's how much I think Chip Kelly is going to be good for UCLA.
Speaking of rebuilds, the Los Angeles Clippers look like they're headed to one right now.
We're going to switch to the hardwood, huh?
Yeah, so DeAndre's on the trading block.
Is he still, though, with Blake hurt?
I think Blake Griffin's on the trading block. I think that whole team is about to hit the explode button.
And I think Doc's going to get out there.
Doc Rivers needed to be gone 3 years ago.
So Doc's going to get fired, I think, before this mid-season.
You know what's funny? The guy's going to fire Doc is the guy that Doc hired.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to have a choice, though. The owner's going to tell him, look, man, we need to do something different.
Ballmer's going to have to do... Look, a Ballmer's smart. You do what Jerry Buss did. You hire the right guys and get the hell out of the way.
Uh-huh.
That's all you need to do. Hire the right basketball minds and get out of their way. Let them do what they need to do. But the thing that sucks now is the way the lottery works now. You don't get that high percentage now,
Correct.
25, 35%. Now it's, I think the bottom 3 will get like 14%.
The same percent, yeah. It's
so,
like equal now.
Yeah, so that hurts the Clippers. But they have 2 big pieces they can get some picks back for. You got DeAndre Jordan. You can get maybe couple second rounders or even a late first rounder.
I don't think
Blake Griffin, you can get picks.
In this NBA now, DeAndre Jordan is not that valued. I don't think around the league. Like,
I don't know, man.
I don't think with the way the league is now, and with the way his liabilities at the free throw line, he's not a jump shooter. You're basically going to pay all that money for a guy that plays defense for you.
Well, the reason why he looks so great is because Chris Paul is able to get in the lane and throw a lob. That's what they're supposed to get supposedly with that Greek dude. Theodosius. But he's been hurt.
He doesn't have an offensive game like that where he's a threat.
Well, yeah, because Chris Paul can pull up on you.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of teams around the league want him for that price. It was so funny.
All these people saying, "Oh, Chris Paul's gone. They're going to be better." It's like, oh, that's hard to say.
But also you can't discount the fact that both of their guys who they expect to be point guards are hurt. Beverly's out for the season now. That's a factor. Beverly's a good player.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Beverly's a solid player. But
the other guys
I don't think Beverly wants to be here anyway. I've kind of felt that from the moment he walked through the door. Like, No,
I don't agree with that.
I think he's gone.
I think he's a guy that wants to always he always has a chip on his shoulder and wants to prove everybody.
There's a guy in the Clippers though right now that I hope makes his way back to the Lakers. His name's Lou Williams. And he torched the Lakers the other night for 42 points.
Like a Lou.
Dude.
Yeah, Lou was balling.
He's a bad dude.
I turned that game on late and I see, wait, Lou has how much?
Minute for minute in the NBA, this dude's arguably a top scorer in the league.
He was making the Lakers look like he was playing at the Drew League again this week.
He was.
When I seen him at the Drew League
this summer, he got Lonzo guarding.
He was. Hey, come on, man, chill out. He was effortless. It looked effortless out there. It looked like he was playing at the Drew League again. Just putting up.
Speaking of Lonzo Ball, we're now a quarter of a way into the season.
No, okay.
20 games, 82 games, quarter of a way into the season. He has the worst offensive rating in 30 years through your first 20 games in the NBA. He's currently shooting like a little over 30% from the field, a little over 20% from the three, and like 46% from the free throw line, which is also horrendous because when you say stop shooting and get to the basket, that also implies you're going to draw fouls, but when you draw fouls and you can't hit it, it's a big red flag. I mean, the thing he's still doing though well is he's rebounding well. And he's still a great passer and he makes good plays, but the only thing I don't like from that passing standpoint is sometimes I feel he pushes the ball up to court just to push it up to court, even though there's nothing going on. Like on an inbound, throw it up at mid-court, there's Brooke Lopez, and There's play's not developing from there. I mean, I like the fact that he's gotten that whole Lakers team though in that mode where pass, let's move, let's go, let's move. That's fun to see. That's nice to see. And when the Lakers can actually start hitting shots, things might actually get better for them. But I don't know. I've never been a big fan of Lonzo. You know that, but I am a big fan of the Lakers, and I do want them to be good again. So I just don't know yet. Lonzo, there's still a jury out on Lonzo. I mean, I know you're over here going to preach patience. It's his first 20 games, relax. But at the same time, if he was balling in those first 20 games, no one would be saying relax. They'd be like, yep, this is it. This is what they're talking about. You wouldn't discredit 20 good games, but they're going to discredit 20 bad games. That's why I don't know. So where do we go from there, Dev?
Well, you said it all. Like, I'm still, like, you agree. Like, there's no excuses. Like, he hasn't been playing well as far as shooting the ball and offensive. Like, he's still offensively, like, I'm not going to say offensively because he's still passing, getting guys involved.
Yeah.
But he's just not hitting shots. At the end of the day, he's not hitting shots. And, like, one thing I don't like, too, I feel like he's going to have to learn how to go attack the rim. When he goes to the rim, I feel like he goes up soft too many times.
He does.
Like, there's too many times he doesn't try to get contact to shoot free throws. And I think it might be in his head, too, where he's not shooting free throws well. I think it's like 40% free throws, too. Or something bad for 46%. Free throws. So I was like, I think that might be in his head, too. Like, I don't even want to try to get to the free throw line at this point. Like,
why? Yeah.
Yeah. So
his shot looks like, I thought Markelle Fultz looked stupid at the free throw line. But like, Lonzo does, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it amplifies his thing when he's stationary. It amplifies it right there.
But also, this offseason, he has to work on it, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to necessarily change it. Because that's what he's been doing his whole life. They tried to change it for like 2 weeks when he was at UCLA, but he said it didn't feel right. He was thinking too much and it wasn't feeling right.
Well,
so I don't
it's
know.
different in the offseason, though, when they're like, bro, you just shot 30% for the season.
Maybe.
You can try to make an adjustment. Everyone makes an adjustment.
Maybe.
LeBron James made an adjustment over this year. In his 15th season, he made a shooting adjustment. Look at him now. He's having one of his best statistical seasons ever.
Well, I mean,
he's an MVP candidate.
I'm sure he's going to look into all that. I don't think he's just going to sit here and think, oh, I had a good season, I'm going to continue doing it. I'm sure he's going to want to get better.
Speaking of that, though, about bad seasons, the Oklahoma City Thunder still look bad. Paul George.
They just lost to the Orlando Magic tonight.
Paul George is not being used right. Can the Lakers do something now?
It's going to cost them.
Look at Randall. I mean, Randall's freaking balling out. Randall's freaking balling out.
Randall is doing pretty good, but it's going to cost him more than that, though.
Maybe it'll cost him Julius Randle and who?
I think they're going to want, honestly, if you're going to.
Randall and Clarkson?
That's not going to be enough for Paul George. For what, the Thunder?
But then Paul George could just walk.
Exactly. I'm thinking they could probably get a better deal. I'm thinking they could probably get a better deal for half a season for Paul George.
If I'm the Lakers, I go, look, here's Randall.
I think they
or he can walk.
Honestly, I see them saying, give us Clarkson and Kuzma or something like that. I can honestly see.
I don't give up Clarkson and Kuzma.
I see them asking for something like that
because I think Kuzma's going to be really good.
He already is really good.
I think Paul George is really good. I think Paul George is the top 15 player in the league, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like Paul George a whole lot, but I mean, I like Paul George if we get him for Randall. Because if you're not gonna sign Randall back anyway. Get something for him. Yeah. They did that with Pau Gasol, walk for free. They did that with Dwight Howard, walk for free. They did that with Lamar Odom, got nothing for him. Like those are three big pieces, and Dwight and Pau are perennial all-stars. They got nothing for them.
They were arrogant and thought that they were just going to sign back. Remember, they're like, we're the Lakers. Who's not going to want to sign back with the Lakers? Like,
yeah, but you know, it's all about learning from your past.
Correct. I agree.
So I hope, and as good as Randall's looked this year, with all the lobs that Westbrook likes to throw when he gets in the lane, Randall could be really good on that team. And you're going to tell me he's not better than who they got out there right now?
No, I agree. That's why I think I just think the Lakers should, like, they're not going to, they could try to call. I would try to call, like, hey, what are you thinking about Clarkson and Randall? And then if Presti. Is it still Presti?
I think so. Presti, look at man. Paul George is coming to us next year. He's locked. We're on his radar. We got him. But I'll give you Randall now if you give me Paul George now. Because I don't know if we want to, you know.
But then they would be the ones liable to pay Randall that big contract, and maybe they don't want to do that.
Well, what's Randall going to get? $15 million a year,
maybe.
$16 million at the most. At the most.
I mean,
he's still not a good mid-range shooter, not a good three-point shooter. He gets to the basket really well. He rebounds really well. He plays pretty good defense now.
Yeah. I don't think Carmelo's going to sign back with them either.
Where do you think Carmelo goes?
I don't know. Who cares?
With LeBron somewhere?
Maybe. Possible. He could go wherever LeBron goes.
Maybe ends up in Philly.
They might be the
Wow. I just thought of that. He just ends up in Philly.
What about something like that?
Standing in the corner hitting threes.
Because JJ Redick's going to leave. So where's if Paul George comes, who does that mean? Your boy Ingram goes to the bench, or how does that work?
No, I think if Paul George comes, Paul George plays a shooting guard, and I think KCP. Maybe that's someone else that can move from too. KCP.
Oh, he's only a 1 year deal.
He's a 1 year deal.
So they could probably try to. Well, you know what I mean? But it's just.
I like KCP a lot. Like I like KCP and Randall a lot. Like I feel like the Lakers' biggest thing is they have no 3-point shooting. Like if
I agree, that is a big factor.
Yeah, but KCP can hit threes. He's a 3-and-D guy. That's what you want. He's a good, very good. He's an elite defender and a good 3-point shooter.
But not at 18 a million, they can't afford that with what they're trying to bring in.
But you got to think.
They're going to hope Paul George is going to be
Lopez is off the books next year. It's $20 million, and I hope because they're playing Bryant and Zubac a whole lot right now in the D League. I know it's only the D League, but they're
Bryant's
getting their reps,
good.
and he looks good. Zubac looks good. They look good in the D League. They're playing well.
They should. That's what you want to see,
and that's what you want. They're getting the year to develop their bodies, kind of be around the NBA players, the NBA lifestyle.
I like it because they're still getting to play.
Yeah, and they're getting burned. That's what the beautiful thing about the two-way contracts now in the NBA. Right, Ingram's coming up looking good. You got a freaking diamond in the rough with Kyle Kuzma. Like, you just need to add a couple 3-point shooters. That's all I would love for them to find a way to bring back Lou Williams. Like, sign to some good like Marco.
I think it's like
Marco Bellinelli. If he can find his way onto the Lakers, like.
I think if they could get once the whole thing about LeBron, if he comes or Paul George comes, I think you'll get.
I don't think LeBron comes anymore.
You don't think he comes anymore?
Just because, I think people thought the Lakers were going to be a lot better, and I told people this too. Like, they looked okay up coming to the last week and a half or so when they were right around 500, and I go, you got to slow it up because they haven't even faced the tough part of their schedule yet. Starting tonight, they play. From here on to the end of December, they have Golden State 3 times. They got Houston twice. They got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, those are pretty much marked down 6 losses, right?
L's. I agree.
Especially now because, like I was telling you before the show, Lakers were able to steal games like that last year because they had 3-point shooters. And nights when Swaggy and Lou Williams and D'Angelo were all on, they're going to win games.
That's why they traded Lou Williams because he was playing too good last year.
And he said he wouldn't tank. They asked him to slow it down. He said no.
Well, why would I do that?
Exactly. So they ended up moving. But they said that's why Lou Williams had it in for the Lakers going into last night because they thought they did him dirty.
Yeah.
So, and then last thing on the NBA, LeBron getting thrown out of the game. That was pretty cool, right?
First ejection, first time for
Cantor's
everything.
digging at him.
Cantor's crazy, man. Cantor and him gonna have a real problem one day. Watch.
Someone has to. I remember Joakim Noah was the guy that hated him before. I think Joakim kind of submitted already. Like
really scared of him. Go ahead, Cantor. Him and Cantor on the same team right now, right?
Who?
Or did Noah get released? I don't know. What's up with Joakim Noah?
I have no idea.
I thought he was coming back, I heard, or...
I don't know. That was the dumbest move that Phil Jackson did. Like, he was a genius drafting Porzingis, then he signs Noah for a boatload of money, which is
was
bad.
already hurt.
So, but we'll see, man. We'll see. You know, it's still way early in the season. It's only 20 games.
Let's give... for sure, let's get everything we were discussing earlier. Lakers playoffs off the table.
Off the table.
Not happening.
I thought maybe 30 wins. I'm probably still right around 30.
Where we have 5 right now, 6? What do they got?
They have 8 wins.
8 wins.
They're
okay,
8 and 12 right now.
Okay.
Gonna be 8 and 13.
That's better than what I thought.
Well, last year at this time they were 10 and 10.
I'm gonna say this.
That's just because they had those.
One of those 3, they're gonna get Golden State. One of those 3.
No, they won't.
All right, we'll see.
That's what I'm saying. The only reason why they were able to do that last year is because that happened to be a night where everyone hit threes, and they could hit threes last year. They were hitting threes. They're not going to do that this year. They just don't have the offensive firepower.
Ingram has been a disappointment.
Not this year.
I'm talking about as far as, do you think he's taking the step that we all thought he needed to take? I don't think he's taking that step that we thought.
I think he's noticeably a lot better from last year. I still think he's not used enough in the offense. Like last night against or 2 nights ago against the Clippers, he had 2 shots in the first half.
Not going to get it done.
That's not good.
For someone you guys are
saying. So
saying.
he's either not looking to shoot or he's not getting set up in spots or whatever it is. But there's no reason why a guy you deemed he has to score 20 points a game for us to be good. Why the hell is he getting 2 shots in the first half? I mean, he finished with 17, but...
If he would have got going early, that could have been a 30 ball.
Maybe.
And they could have won.
Maybe. So,
That's how we look at it.
Yeah.
Could have been a 30 ball if you get him going earlier, and they could have won the game.
And that's a game where he could have dominated a game like that
Uh-huh.
because that team's beat up right now. That should have been a game where Ingram went off for, a career high type game. So, and all right, I want to close out the show though with Miguel Cotto, soon to be Hall of Fame boxer. This is his final fight coming up this Saturday. He's going to be fighting at Madison Square Garden against Saddam Ali, a young up and coming boxer, 25-1. So Miguel Cotto, great career. Big victorious wins. Beat Sugar Shane Mosley. He beat Antonio Margarito with the big rematch, epic rematch. After Margarito got busted with the illegal hand wraps.
I remember that one.
So I've always been a huge fan of Miguel Cotto. Always been a class act, quiet guy, never talks. Literally never talks. So as I've been standing 2 feet away from him at press conferences and media days, dude just doesn't talk. But he's a hell of a fighter, family man. I got nothing but respect for the guy, and I wish him luck in his future endeavors. I cannot wait to see him go out in his last fight. Saddam Ali is not the guy you want to see him go out on because he's definitely a lesser opponent, but he's still a decent fighter. But it's still going to be nice to see him. I'm waiting next week actually for the boxing for Vasily Lomachenko versus Guillermo Rigondeaux, which is going to be a huge fight on ESPN, and also Shakur Stevens going into his third pro fight. Shakur Stevens from New Jersey, mama named Shakur after Tupac. He's a bad young dude. So I'll be ready for that one next week. That one's actually on ESPN.
Hey, Rigondeaux's going to give...
he's going to give Lomachenko problems.
Correct. He's going to give him a fight. Lomachenko should handle it, but I think it's going to be a lot closer.
This is basically
Rigondeaux's no punk.
arguably the two best skilled boxers ever fighting against each other.
Like, Rigondeaux ain't no punk. Some people like he's going to get whooped. I don't know.
No, he won't. No, he won't. I thought Rigondeaux might go undefeated for his career. This might be the only loss that Rigondeaux ever gets, but we'll see.
I'm just glad that these two guys fought or fight each other. Like, it's gonna be a good quality fight.
Yeah, and Lomachenko's only 10 fights in. Usually when you do a fight,
you don't do it good.
25, 30 fights.
That's why I respect
then
dudes
you
that'll
start
fight.
going
I
into
respect
these big name fights.
I respect dudes that'll do the big name fights. Hey, we need to get Wilder in that Joshua in that fight.
That's gonna happen probably at the end of next year.
But I think Joshua's ready from it though. I think.
We'll see.
But I think
it's a little bit of both. But
that's gonna be a great fight when that goes down.
Oh hell yeah! But it's gonna be in England.
Yeah, it'll have to be the UK
because they'll sell out the Wembley Stadium 90,000 seats again. It'll be freaking nuts. But all right, guys, that's our show. InTheFrontRow.com, In the Front Row Podcast, YouTube, iTunes,
all that.
All of that.
Check us out Instagram. You can find me Mr_DY Instagram and Twitter.
Usually getting served by me on Twitter.
Yeah, right.
Find me on Twitter at Chris_ITFR for In the Front Row. ITFR.
That's where all the Lonzo hate is. Follow that guy.
I have nothing but love for Lonzo.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for listening anyway. We'll be back next week with another one. Y'all stay safe, and until next time, see ya.
Lates.